I'd send you straight to a mental asylum, not even kidding. I don't think you know how the math functions whatsoever, and you seem like a psycho stan. Hashtag BTS meal, hashtag cultural appropriation, hashtag BTS. Please do not buy the BTS meal if you don't stan them. You're preventing actual BTS fans who've waited for months from having the BTS meal experience. Eating the sauces without understanding their significance is literally cultural appropriation, and it's not okay. Fellas, is it cultural appropriation to order something from McDonald's and eat it? What is wrong with these people, man? Stans are just another breed, I swear to God. You shouldn't drink or smoke while pregnant because it can cause birth defects and disabilities. Okay, why are we so scared of having disabled children? Just another example of ableism and policing what women do with their bodies. Fellas, is it ableist to not conceive a child without legs? I assume this person heavily supports incest as well for probably the same reason. This account is just gold. Man, Jesus Christ. When are we gonna talk about the fact that having a crush is literally a form of sexual harassment? Excuse me, what? Is it illegal to like someone now? Okay, I can like minusculely kind of understand where this is coming from. Okay, if you're being really creepy or whatever, sure, that will count as harassment, but just having a crush, keeping it all in your head, I don't think there's a problem with that. Because chances are the person you have a crush on doesn't even know you have a crush on them, and you know, they're just going about their lives normally, so, I don't know. Liking people is harassment now. They didn't even say anything like, you know, enacting something based on that. They're just like having a crush. The only thing crushed here is your minuscule brain, baby. At my grandpa's funeral, they said his soul is now among us, and I almost died. You almost joined your grandpa because of the Among Us curse. How did people know what roads to take? Oh, wrong no. Before Google Maps was made, they used maps. What? No, I said before Google Maps. This is like peak Gen Z, bro. They're so into the modern age they can't conceive anything else possibly existing. There were regular hand-drawn maps, dude. Goddamn, not everything's digital. The lesbian flag is literally so pretty. Y'all normalize biphobia too much. I want to die, dude. It's okay to be sus. And then it's got like a rainbow flag, dude. Are you kidding me? The question isn't hard. The question, and it's 8.1, 8.01, and you just have to say which is greater. I mean, you're just dumb. Usually in this format, you're supposed to post something that's actually kind of, you know, hard to decipher. Not a simple as greater than question, dude. Thank you so much for adding trigger warnings for food. This guy's literally scared of pancakes. Ooh, scary pancakes. I mean, honestly, you kind of start to see how ridiculous some of this stuff is, right? Like, I've seen trigger warnings for everything on Twitter, like literally fonts, capital letters. You can't press the caps lock button without having a trigger warning for it. That is just ridiculous, bro. There's a point where you're too goddamn sensitive. I gotta say, if you're scared of pancakes, bro, I don't know, man. Go get therapy or something. Cure your PTSD of pancakes. How did dinosaurs exist millions of years ago? The Earth is only 2021 years old. Of course, you have a Full Metal Alchemist profile picture. Thank you for ruining yet another anime. TW caps, that looks terrifying. Did you just trigger warning some capital letter? TW, panic and anxiety attacks. Yeah, I put up a trigger warning for caps. Some people with anxiety might view it as yelling, and it can trigger panic or anxiety attacks. Oh my god. I told you this existed. You probably thought I was trolling. It literally exists. Listen, I swear to God, you can't control strangers on the internet from typing in capital letters, bro. Get a grip. The light inside has broken, but I still work. I don't know way this is a Gen Z moment. This just seems like a sad machine. My mom said I can't wear my dream hoodie even though it's my comfort hoodie and makes me feel safe. Well, I think there's a particular attire for a funeral, isn't there? I mean, I don't really know how it works, but it may be considered disrespectful. I don't know, this one I'm kind of iffy. I guess you should be allowed to wear whatever the heck you want. I don't know why this is censored as well. Stop sitting in that position. Also, this really shouldn't be affecting you that much. Just put on a different hoodie. You shouldn't be attached to Dream this much. Here we have one of my favorite memes. Yes, I understand you're a bad bitch, but how's your relationship with your father? This one really gets the e-girls thinking, huh? Shouldn't we be 12 years old by the time we finish school? I think we've seen this in another gimmick account. It's just really dumb. Hi guys, I'm YouTube, but I'm wearing brown socks. It kind of looks like my legs are brown. I really didn't mean to. Can I still wear them? I'm sorry if this offended POC. I'm kind of offended that you even think it offends anyone. Yes, you can wear your goddamn brown socks, moron. What is on a Friday? The square root of 49? I think the answer is 7. Oh god, this guy put the Nike logo on a number and expects me to answer. Being an ally is already so hard, and we don't even get a day in Pride Month. Imagine having to pretend like gay people are normal, and you don't even get a day where your activism is celebrated. You just kind of outed yourself here as homophobic, but okay, dude. Imagine the agony of having to pretend. Oh my god. This is what I'm wearing to my aunt's wedding, dude. What is wrong with people? This is pretty much the same thing as the dream hoodie to the funeral. Just wear something normal, please. Harry Styles was black. What? Let me just pull up a photo of Harry Styles. Harry Styles is literally whiter than paper. He bleached his skin because of a skin condition. I forgot the name. That's Michael Jackson. No! I mean, I mean, it's very easy to confuse the two. They just look the same, don't they? Did y'all know that being cis and straight is a trauma response? Okay, I'm just gonna say it because nobody else is gonna say it, but what are those eyelashes? Also, you probably shouldn't be saying that, just saying. Didn't Biden say that he will make anime characters real? He can do that? I don't know, I saw it on TikTok. I don't know if it's real. Yeah, Biden just gonna pull out anime chicks from their TVs. I mean, who wouldn't hate a psychopath like her? I really dislike that word. Please don't use it around me. Thanks. Psychopath. Why are you being spiteful about it? I just said I'm uncomfortable with the word. You would never last a second on the Titans channel. I say the word psychopath every single video. You know what? You are a psychopath. You know, people are always like, if you have the option to be nice, you should just be nice, right? This person can just not say the word psychopath. But also, if you're gonna make unreasonable, stupid-ass demands like this and start policing regular words that I always say and really shouldn't be offending anybody, I'm just gonna piss you off, because, you know, screw you. This person says I'm black, and they respond with, I'm sorry, I hope you get well soon. Okay, dude. At what temperature do you become gender solid? What? Oh, gender fluid. Oh, I get it. Oh, good one. POV, me acting like being a bad driver is a personality quirk and not a public safety hazard. This is just extremely self-aware. He watched a movie with a female? Why do you say female instead of woman? Genuine. I don't know. It just sounded funnier. Well, please don't from now on because it's disrespectful. Oh yeah, apparently there's a portion of women who get offended if you call them females, which is just ridiculous. It's not said to like demean anyone, it's just a nice substitute word. Nobody's stopping you from calling all men males, like nobody cares. I really don't know why people get triggered over that. Apparently it's cause like, I don't know, female sounds like an object, which it doesn't. I don't know, is it female, male, whatever. My dad died today. Ratio, there we go, got him TikTok. Stop normalizing the Oh, this is such a classic Gen Z, bro. Is it wrong to break up with someone because they changed their pronouns? My girlfriend changed its pronouns from she, her to it and its, and I don't see myself wanting to be in a relationship with it anymore. This seems like a very Gen Z situation. I will not be speaking on this. Just found out 87 is divisible by 29. What the frick? Why are you crying over this? This person says, this is racist. What the frick? Delete. Indians aren't black, they can't face racism, dummy. The quotes, oh my god, Indians want to be oppressed so bad, y'all aren't black. You're just a poor excuse for a human being, aren't you? Why was there low-key a pandemic? Why is it low-key? Why did they add this word before everything? It makes no sense. I'm pretty sure the pandemic was hella high-key, bro. I literally got the entire world talking about it. Influencer says they now identify as Korean after having 18 surgeries to look like a BTS singer. I'm finally Korean. Ollie London, you goddamn psychopath. What is your biggest turnoffs? And they've cited an entire movie. Cishet men, racism, homophobia, transphobia, colorism, misogyny, people who don't understand consent, American men's old white men. So somebody pointed out she has both of these in there. People who shame unemployed people and broke men. Okay. Drive as fast as you can in the dark with your headlights off challenge. Yes, die challenge. Nice. Joe Rogan is both POC Italian and queer-coded, wrestles men, and it's the majority of the reason that you people don't like him. We literally live together and still Discord call, Twitter relationship be like, you should probably see each other in person. I miss the rights low-key. Oh no. Bro, this time period is nostalgic. Now I miss this period of quarantine. I'm just not gonna. And to end it off, why are we caring about men's feelings? The classic. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much it for Gen Z moments. Hope you guys did enjoy. Smash that like button if you did. Subscribe for new. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoy the series. And yeah, leave a little love in the comments below. I love reading it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Leave that goddamn goldfish alone!
Leave the goldfish alone! Absolutely, cutie pie! PewDiePie! Oh, you are going to be a cutie pie.
He's married! What the He's married and you're 56. Stop.
Oh my goodness. PewDiePie. This could be the beginning of something so wonderful.
No, it really couldn't, no. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. Recently, you guys may know that the vegan teacher has been on an absolute rampage, okay? She's pretty much going after anybody and everybody she can get her dirty hands on. Some of these include Jake Paul, which, I was kind of conflicted with. I don't really like both of them. Then there's Darman, Mr. Beast, Jake Paul's dead security guard. I mean, she was making fun of a dead person last video. I mean, literally, even the dead aren't safe for her. There is no escaping that vegan teacher. Now, from watching a bunch of her videos, I've concluded she's clearly got some sort of a clout disease or something. She feels
Three, two, one, go!
feels a need to get some attention somehow on a regular basis, and this time, she's gone after PewDiePie. I mean, after Mr. Beast, I kind of saw it coming, but really, PewDiePie? I mean, I don't know what to say, this one's just a must-watch. I really can't help myself, I gotta click. So smash like, subscribe, and let's check this out. Okay, so the video is called Happy Vegan Declaration Day at PewDiePie. You passed your first assignment, I'm so proud of you. So if you guys don't know what Vegan Declaration Day is, it's pretty much when someone announces that they're vegan. I don't really know if it's a real thing. That wouldn't really make sense because it would be multiple days for everybody. But yeah, I feel like she's gonna be disappointed because I don't think PewDiePie is vegan.
Hello students, and especially to you, PewDiePie. PewDiePie is a new student here in class, and look, he is giving us a presentation, and already it's starting off great. He's got fries, which are vegan. He is showing us a vegan burger.
Okay, this is delusion at its finest. So
Go back down to step hit.
So, if you guys didn't know, PewDiePie made a video called How Fish is Made. Essentially, it's like the series he has going to look at like how food is made because honestly, some of the food we eat comes from very weird places and goes through very weird processes. I think the first one was How Pringles is Made. It is a pretty interesting series, so yeah, I do recommend check it out, but obviously it does attract a couple psychos like this chick. I mean, this man has legitimately started off the video putting up a photo of food and she's already losing her shit. Like, he doesn't support you. Calm down.
And he also has some vegan nuggets. This is great.
Love me my vegan nuggets, bro.
I'm going to be filling out this little card here with, I'm going to write good over here, bad, and his name, and we're going to be giving him an evaluation.
Yeah, she likes to pretend that she's the teacher and everybody are students. It's really dumb because nobody will actually be your student. I mean, as I said in a previous video, she should already be in some sort of asylum or something.
Be Vegan Declaration Day.
Okay, Jesus Christ.
Happy Vegan Declaration
Oh my god.
Day.
Dude, I didn't want to sit through this. She always sings in every video.
Everywhere around the world, animals are lining up to thank you for your compassion and for allowing your heart heart.
You know, honestly, I'm not really gonna mock the singing. It's pretty decent. So maybe if she actually had some focus in her life and, you know, a little bit of direction, she could become famous. I don't know, become a singer or something and stop doing your bullshit, you know? I mean, it was a pretty clear choice at the age of 56. Do I become a famous singer or do I become a wacko vegan lady on YouTube.com that pretty much everybody unanimously doesn't like?
PewDiePie! Oh my goodness, I am so excited to watch this video. You know, the last time I heard about you was so long ago. My sons, when they were teenagers, they watched you one day. They were watching you and I was like, turn up!
Oh my god, I can't wait. I forgot she has sons? Yo, who are these kids and can Child Protective Services take them away? Cause goddamn, I would not want a wacko vegan mother who forces me to be vegan. I mean, I can imagine she probably forced her husband. She had a husband. Bro, I'm not buying it. Listen, there's a bunch of unbelievable things in this world, but her with a boyfriend, he'd have to be a wacko McDonald as well, man.
Off that crap! Don't watch this guy! Cause you were just talking about all kinds of nonsense.
I mean, she's pretty much just exposed that she's a crazy old boomer. Turn off that PewDiePie video. I can't believe you're watching this nonsense. What is he, playing games? We don't want you playing video games or you might shoot up a school.
To find out how more food is made. Starting off with the #1 delicious meal, aquarium fish.
Aquariums have been around for hundreds of years. Even now, having a body of water in a glass box seems like magic. The
What?
most common aquarium...
No, it doesn't. It says water in a glass.
Exactly, PewDiePie. There's nothing magical about taking fish and putting them in a tight container. You just got your first check mark. This is great, PewDiePie.
Okay, she's legitimately having a full-on orgasm over PewDiePie. It's been 23 seconds. This video is not about veganism whatsoever, but she's actually deluded herself to the point to think it is. For a second, I thought she actually got the joke, but then she reverted into Ooga Booga vegan brain. I don't know, does meat actually fuel the brain? Because I'm starting to think it does, dude. There's a pattern, I swear to God.
Goldfish are a type of carp known for their love of crowded, compact, and bare environments.
What?
Oh, they like
They
that. I didn't
tend to
know
be
that.
silver...
Oh, did you see his reaction? Listen, he's questioning. He's like, oh, they like that? I didn't know that. He doesn't find it credible. He doesn't believe that...
Dude, she's actually insufferable. How is she turning every single statement into something related to veganism? Dude, she's like the most annoying person in class, and she's the goddamn teacher. I'll tell you why he's questioning it, because I've watched the video, and this is a parody video. It's parody.
actually want to be crowded together. You see? He's getting his clicks. It takes 100 clicks to become vegan. He is
100
feeling for the
clicks?
animals.
Goddamn, that's
He's
a lot of
empathizing.
clicks.
He's putting himself in their position, and he's thinking, really? They want to be in a
Dude,
person?
people do think about animals. We're not heartless souls over here, okay? Just the fact that we have the
Three, two, one, go!
the human brain allows us to be more kind to animals, okay? And make their lives a bit more comfortable. Sure, all humans aren't great, but come on. Are you...
Big animals, that's not good, but you have here. Let's put some check marks here. All right,
What is
so-
wrong with you? Why are you orgasming over a picture of food? Just Google. Like, what happens if she Googles vegan food? Does she legitimately just release? Like, how can she legitimately act like a pea-brain dinosaur fossil, but still not like meat? It's ridiculous.
There's pepper on them, it looks like. That's vegan. Spices are vegan.
You eat pepper? Wow, I love you now. I'm absolutely not surprised she's sucking up to PewDiePie, but honestly, I feel like she's gonna turn on him in a few minutes.
That's great. I'm so proud of you, PewDiePie. You seem to really be growing up. This is amazing.
What the hell? Like, she's not your son. Nobody wants you as their mom. Like, stop.
Only strong goldfish are sold to the public.
What?
Goldfish are squeezed.
Exactly, like what? What is she doing? Thank you, PewDiePie, for acknowledging that this is not normal behavior.
It's a parody video, stop. You know, when you're trying to educate people on veganism or something, you at least watch the video beforehand and do a little bit of research, okay? Come on. Okay, so now she goes on about taking fish out of the water, and this is probably the stupidest statement in this video.
Taking them out of the water? That would be like somebody taking us and pushing us into the water where we couldn't breathe. These fish do not belong out of the water.
No, that's not the same thing at all. She's not putting the fish on land and leaving them to die. She's literally taking it out for a second and then putting it into more water. You know, like we go swimming. We literally what the hell? She's so dumb. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts my brain.
Squeezed by workers shortly after hatching to determine their strength.
Ew! What? Stop!
Stop! Exactly. Did you hear him? He said stop, just like any man should. Thank you, PewDiePie. Anybody who hears the animal suffering.
Just like any man should. What's going on here? Okay, now this is the part where it gets creepy. She calls him Cutie Pie by accident, which is, I mean, anybody else probably okay, but you,
Leave that goddamn goldfish alone!
Leave the goldfish alone. Absolutely, Cutie Pie. PewDiePie. Oh, you are going to be a Cutie Pie.
He's married. What the He's married and you're 56. Stop.
What is wrong with people? Thank you, PewDiePie, for saying no to this and for saying it loudly and clearly.
It's a joke. That's not actually what happens.
No right to be treated this way. Thank you so much. Check mark for you.
Check mark for you. Nobody wants a check mark.
No!
Oh, yes. Slam the table. Yes, PewDiePie. We should be angry when we see suffering. Good job.
Oh
Another
my
check mark
God.
and a nice, loud
Just-
no.
I'm tired. I'm tired of
Wonderful.
this bit.
But you're doing great now. If you become vegan, I'm going to tell all the children to watch you.
Listen, vegan teacher, you're a lovely lady, but I don't think PewDiePie's fan base would appreciate a bunch of wackos joining.
Strong goldfish are forced to mate with each other.
No!
Oh my God.
That's not what happens. It's a parody. Fishes don't even frick, okay? They just lay eggs and it's fertilized. Oh my God. Bruh, I'm sick of this chick. Can we put her away, please?
Thank you, PewDiePie, for acknowledging with a big, loud no that this is not acceptable. Getting another check mark.
Another
Thank
check
you
mark.
so much.
Let's go.
No!
Another no. Another check mark.
Each no is a check
No.
mark.
Another no.
Jesus
another
Christ,
check mark.
she's lost it. It just keeps getting weirder and weirder, man.
Oh my goodness, PewDiePie. This is the beginning of something so wonderful.
No, it really couldn't, no. Oh my God, I see what she did. She watched the video beforehand, realized that only the first 2 minutes are parody, and then PewDiePie explains everything, how it was actually parody, and that's not actually what happened. And then she only took the parody part and reacted to only that. She's actually a manipulator, bro. I thought she was actually, like, at least true to her cause a little bit, you can have some sympathy in that sense. But no, she's a liar and a straight up
3, 2, 1, go!
manipulator. No forgiveness. Screw this chick. Alright, that's pretty much the entire video. Just another manipulative trash fire. Going after PewDiePie, just pathetic. I mean, I kind of saw this coming because she made a community tab post saying @PewDiePie should be vegan from now on so he can help save millions of animals when his millions of followers imitate his kindness. I will help by copying this to his comment section now. Now, this is actually against YouTube terms of service, so she can legitimately get her channel banned because this because you're not allowed to tell someone to spam someone's comment section. That's just wrong. So yeah, that's pretty much the story for today. Hope you guys did enjoy. Honestly, if PewDiePie reacts to this, it will actually be incredible because I want to see him roast her, okay? Anyways, that's about it. Smash a like, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Alright, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am, and today I've got a story time for y'all that was sent in by a subscriber about how his grandma ended up, like, destroying all of his video games after watching a documentary about them being evil. Yeah, that's right, pretty unfortunate luck. It should be a pretty good story time though. Before we get into it, be sure to press the like button, otherwise no joke, no scam whatsoever. Your grandma will destroy all of your video games, and without further ado, let's get into it. So this guy we're gonna name Kyle for the purpose of the story because, you know, that's his name, had a grandma on his mom's side of the family that he didn't really see too much, you know. She was pretty nuts and like really strict, to the point where his mom had a rule with him that, like, any time he spent time with her, he didn't have to really remember any of the rules she suggested because it was just too over the top. Like, she was the type of lady to get mad at you chewing with your mouth closed if you didn't do it at the right degree of an angle, you know? The type of lady to get mad at you for vacuuming too loudly and you're like, I don't know how else to do this. She was just pretty similar to like a drill sergeant. And one weekend, unfortunately, there was a family emergency and his mom and dad had to go help his other grandparents with something that the kid couldn't be there for. And it happened really unexpectedly, and out of desperation, his mom was like, all right, you're gonna have to stay with your other grandma. She's gonna come babysit you for a few days and everything's gonna be okay. And obviously, this doesn't make him like super confident. She's known for being mean. She's known for being over the top. But, you know, what are you gonna do? His family has an emergency. He's not gonna be selfish and like make his parents not go help his other grandparents. So he's just kind of got to suck it up and deal with the fact that his crazy grandma's gonna be watching him. Anyway, she ends up coming over, they mingle a bit, his parents leave, and the first few hours after that are pretty uneventful. She just kind of sits on the couch and starts watching TV and tells him to keep it down and be quiet. So, thinking that's his cue to like skedaddle and just do anything to stay out of her hair, he goes into his room and starts playing video games, which is just kind of what you do, you know? Like, I don't know, that seems pretty normal to me. Especially when they tell you to keep it down, that's a pretty quiet thing to do. And I understand that old people aren't like the most well-versed people when it comes to technology, and they can get kind of intimidated by video games, right? But this kid was not playing a game that had anything bad in it or should be intimidating to anybody. He was playing Super Mario Sunshine on his Wii. Like, I don't know if any of y'all have ever played Super Mario Sunshine, but, you know, it's about as chill as it possibly gets. There's really nothing bad in it. And he's been playing for a few hours, and he hears his door open, and he looks, and he sees his grandma stick her head in and asks what he's doing. But it's not like, oh, what are you doing? You know, it's like a, what are you doing? Like, it's very interrogatory. I don't know what the word would be there. She might as well have just taken him into an interrogation room and gotten like a good cop, bad cop thing going on. And he replies and says he's just playing games because that's really all he's doing. There's nothing crazy going on. He's literally just sitting there playing. Well, she comes over and just starts pressing him about gaming. You know, she's asking him why this game that he's playing is so violent. Which it wasn't, dude. He was literally playing Super Mario Sunshine. That game just is not violent, you know? And he's kind of confused and like, oh, this isn't really that violent of a game, you know? And she's not having any of it, dude. She keeps pressing him and she starts asking really weird questions, like if he hears voices in his head after playing, or like if the characters are telling him to do bad things when he's done gaming. And I don't know if the only interaction she ever had with video games was like a horror movie where a kid gets told what to do by Crash Bandicoot and is just like, all right, whatever, I'm gonna get rid of my family. But that's just not what actually happens, bro. Not once have I ever hopped off a game and been like, I love when Spyro the Dragon tells me to commit arson. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys. If you get off a video game and you start like hearing voices telling you to do bad things, you need medical attention, and you know, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you might just want to stop playing video games because I don't know if they're for you. Even then though, like let's say hypothetically he was, what would Mario be telling this kid to do that's that bad? Like if you were gonna be hearing the voice of any video game in your head, Mario's probably a good one. He'd just be encouraging you to like become Italian and go to plumbing school, you know, like those would be the two things he's telling you to do. Regardless, she just keeps pressing him about it, and every question is just like more and more negative, you know. And after this little Q&A session, the meet and greet was over, she just grabs the bin of games off his desk and just dumps them on the floor to start going through them. Now, this kid is like 12 at the time, and he had actually just gotten Halo for his Xbox, and on the ground in all of these games is the Halo case. And his grandma sees the guy on the cover and sees a gun, and obviously is just like, oh my gosh, are you serious? These are the type of games you play? And while holding the Halo game, starts talking about how, he's obviously getting involved in a life of crime out on the streets if he's playing violent video games, and stuff like this is gonna lead him into the territory of joining gangs. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently Halo is just like the most violent game in the world, bro. It's a terrible influence. Every guy that joins a gang got his idea from Master Chief. I don't know what Halo she was playing. Like, I've played all of them, and not once did I ever hear Master Chief be like, join a gang, kids, it's lit. Anyways, as he defends the game and she gets all pissed off and just storms out saying that she's gonna do more research, but he better not be playing these violent games when she comes back up here. And when she leaves, she slams the door. And the kid is just sitting there really confused because all of these games were games that like his parents were cool with him having. And once again, his grandma was like saying that the games were doing things that just made no sense and they weren't doing. He's like, I'm not hearing voices from Mario. I don't know what she's talking about. And believe it or not, he wasn't playing Halo and like, I need to join a gang. That just like wasn't going on. So he's insanely confused, but decides at that point, he probably shouldn't keep playing his games because she's gonna freak out. So he sees all his games on the floor, he picks them up, organizes them again, and then goes downstairs to try to avoid making his grandma more upset. But when he gets downstairs, it becomes even more confusing because, like, she's just acting normal. She's not acting mad. She's not acting like anything's wrong. She's not freaking out. It was just like she had a sudden mood change. And he's kind of like, all right, she's old. Maybe she forgot to go do research. Maybe she forgot about the games. He's just not going to press it. Maybe she, like, tried to go to the encyclopedia and look up Halo, but the only thing that kept coming up was, like, about angels, She didn't know how to use Google or something. Either way, she just kind of drops it and he's not going to press it. So he spends the rest of the night kind of watching TV and she ends up falling asleep on the couch pretty early. So he goes upstairs, plays a little bit more video games and falls asleep. The next day, though, was a school day, and Kyle obviously has to leave his grandma home alone for a bit. She's retired and go to school. And at school, nothing really crazy happens, but him and his friends are talking, and they decide that they're going to play some games later that day when they get home, which, is pretty normal for a dude to do. You go home, play games with the boys, whatever. But when he gets home, he goes upstairs, and when he opens his door, he's really confused because none of his gaming stuff is there. Like, his entire desk is cleared off, there's nothing, there's no games, it's literally all gone. So obviously he's really confused and doesn't know what's going on, and he goes downstairs to try to figure out what happened to his stuff. And he walks up to his grandma and he's like, Grandma, do you know what happened to all my gaming stuff? And when he says that, she just gets this smile on her face, bro. And it's not like a good smile. It's a smile of somebody who's about to commit some mischief, bro. Like, the smile that you get when, you tell somebody like, oh, I got Ligma or Sugma or something, and they go, what's that? And you just know you're about to just dunk on them. That was the smile. And she gets up and with an eerie smile is like, sit down, and he sits down. And she's smiling and is like, I have something that I need you to watch. I think it's going to change the way you look at stuff. You just have to give it a chance. And she turns on the TV. And on the TV is this documentary, which I'm using air quotes you can't see, because it looks like this documentary had the budget of like a middle school AV club. The camera is just a home camcorder. They're literally sitting in somebody's living room, but it's two old people, a man and a woman, and they just start talking about how video games are being used to brainwash the youth of America and, turning them into Satanists, just like all this crazy stuff, dude. I don't feel that brainwashed, whatever. Maybe that's just me. But then the really confusing part starts happening. They start showing clips of kids like in an arcade, the 80s and 90s when you didn't really have like gaming at home. You used to have to go to an arcade. And they start showing clips of kids in arcade and start talking about how, these arcades are dangerous places where kids hang out and do bad things like play video games and, they talk to the opposite gender. Like that was literally one of the things that they hated. Obviously, it's a very, very old documentary. It's made in like the 80s, and they were even old then. Regardless, for the next like half hour, he's just sitting there watching this documentary, hearing these people explain like how evil video games are and how evil they make kids. But you know, they're not even video games that he plays. Like they're talking about being in an arcade and the environment of an arcade and arcade games. Okay, yeah, I guess, maybe. I don't know. I've never really gone to an arcade and played that much, dude. Like, when this documentary was made, Pac-Man was the newest AAA title, dude. Donkey Kong was impressive. And he's obviously confused, but his grandma the entire time is smiling and acting like it just makes all the sense in the world. And as I said, he doesn't really know why he's watching it, but he just has a sinking suspicion that whatever reason she's making him watch it has to do with where his video games are, and he doesn't know where they are still. So after it finishes, his grandma like takes out the VHS tape and is like, "What did you think?" And he doesn't say anything because he doesn't really know what to think about it. And she's like, "All right, well, follow me. I have to show you something." And so they go out and they go into the garage, and all of his gaming stuff, every console, every game, is just in this pile in the middle of the garage, like really close together, like stacked up on top of each other. And he doesn't really know what to make of it. And his grandma starts giving him this speech, which is basically like an evil villain monologue at this point, saying that, you know, she has to do this to prove once and for all that the evil games are corrupting society and these things need to be banned for the health of society and the country, just going on and on about from the documentary how evil video games were turning kids, like just going off, man. None of it really makes sense. And while she's doing this, Kyle starts to smell this smell. He doesn't really know what it is, but it's really strong in the garage. It smells kind of chemically, but he can't put his finger on it. But as his grandma is finishing her speech, she pulls out a lighter, and that's when it clicks what it was. It's gasoline. Apparently, his grandma, while he was at school, had watched this documentary, decided that video games were evil, and, you know, no one should be allowed to play them ever. They're the worst thing to ever exist, and we need to get rid of them. And then had gone into her grandson's room, gotten all of his gaming stuff, brought it to the garage, piled it up, and just dumped gasoline on it. So at this point, his grandma has coated all his stuff in gas and is about to set it on fire. And Kyle is like, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" But when he starts screaming, his grandma just like touches the lighter to the edge and backs up. And as soon as that happens, everything just bursts up into flames. If you've ever lit a fire with like gas on it, you know what I mean. It pops up pretty quickly. It just kind of like bursts up into an inferno. And obviously where everything was is now just flames. So he's freaking out, screaming at his grandma. And his grandma, instead of like realizing that, you know, maybe lighting everything on fire wasn't a good idea or anything, is just laughing maniacally like a pyromaniac who's just super excited about the fire they just started. The kid is just seeing this going on and like is obviously crying because his grandma's laughing at destroying the stuff that he loves. But then he notices that the flames from the gaming stuff that's piled up is like getting near the roof of the garage. And so now it's beyond just his like gaming stuff getting burned. The house is going to burn down. So he runs into the kitchen and grabs a fire extinguisher, darts back out and just starts covering everything he can in the fire extinguisher, you know, and everything is now covered in fire extinguisher. But the parts that he moves away, like it's pretty obvious that all of the gaming equipment is done. You know, there's melted plastic. There's like holes in the discs. It's not a good situation. Everything is fried. And when his grandma realizes that he put out the fire, she starts asking him, like, "Why did you do that? Why did you put out the fire? I set that on purpose. You're being disrespectful by putting that out." And obviously, it's proof that the games need to get banned because, you know, if he wouldn't be playing video games, he wouldn't be disrespecting his grandma. And he's like, at that point, about to just lose it. So to prevent himself from like just swinging, he goes upstairs and slams the door, locks it, and is like, "Leave me alone. I need space." And he goes over and he picks up this phone that his mom had given him and he calls his mom and he's like, "Mom, I love you. This is what happened. I'm okay, but this is a disaster." You know, he's just pissed. And his mom is like, "All right, well, we're coming home today. So can you just wait a couple hours, you know, just wait a bit." And so he hangs up the phone with his mom, and when that happens, his grandma is like pounding on the door, telling him to come out, you know, "We need to talk, we have to talk about this, we have to have a talk." And he's like, "I do not want to talk to you, there's nothing to discuss." Which is fair. There really is not much to talk about when you just destroyed this stuff that means the world to him, you know? Like, there really isn't much to talk about. You just watch this lady burn everything you like, chances are you don't want to talk to her. So, you know, he's just sitting there as grandma's begging him to come out. And finally, he hears his mom pull in and his mom and dad come in. And his grandma starts being like, your son is da-da-da-da-da, being crazy, disrespectful, all this stuff. And he comes out and is like, Grandma lit my games on fire. And the mom looks very confused, like, okay, I thought you were maybe exaggerating a bit. And he takes her to the garage and just shows her the pile of rubble where all of his gaming stuff was. And his grandma is like, yeah, I did it. You know, your son was evil. You need to make sure that my grandson grows up right. I refuse to apologize for it. And his mom is just kind of letting her mom talk, looking at this pile of stuff. And then finally, she just looks at her mom and is like, get out of my house. And her mom is like, get out. Why? Why do I need to leave? Like, I was just doing the right thing. And his mom starts going off about how that's like $3,000 of gaming stuff that they had bought for their son. And even if she thought it was evil, does she have any idea how much money it was all worth? And, you know, it's not her son. It's not up to her to decide like what he does and doesn't do. And if she feels like her son can play video games, then that's all that matters. And you would think the grandma at that point might maybe realize that like, I might be a little bit in the wrong, but you would be mistaken. Alright guys, I'm going to interrupt the video for just 1 second. On screen now is actually a PlayStation gift card. For those of you that don't know, I give away a PlayStation gift card or a gift card in every single video I post here on this channel as a way to say thank you to you guys for subscribing and turning on those notifications. So if you haven't already, be sure to do that. And if you already have, then big thank you. You guys help out the channel a lot, and I'll shut up and get back to the video. Thanks. The grandma really felt like what she did was justified because, like, she really felt like her grandson was just on a path towards destruction, which I don't really know that that's what gaming is. I mean, definitely not going outside as much. I'll have to give her that, but I really don't understand why old people think video games are so evil. I mean, sure, a lot of the themes are weird, but, like, I don't know. I feel like they've been out long enough for us to know if they were making people go nuts. World of Warcraft's almost 20 years old. If being exposed to warlocks made people go crazy, everybody in that game would be nuts. Anyways, the argument between the mom and grandma ensue, with the mom repeatedly saying, even if you felt that way, like, you just burned so much expensive stuff that didn't belong to you. And the grandma just keeps doubling down, saying that, like, she did it for a good cause and she'd do it again. And that's when, finally, the mom, who had been telling her to get out this time, is like, you need to leave or I'm calling the cops. And the mom is like, you wouldn't dare call the cops on me. Do you have any idea how disrespectful it would be to call the cops on your own mother? And then the daughter just says, do you have any idea how disrespectful it would be to burn $1,000 of stuff that you don't own? Pretty disrespectful. And I think at that point, the grandma kind of realized that even though she thought she was in the right, it didn't matter because legally she was in the wrong. So she decides to skedaddle, but before she leaves, she of course has to be like, you're the reason that my daughter and I hate each other because you just won't give up your horrible ways, talking about her grandson playing video games. Yeah, all of this is the grandkid's fault. It's not you being crazy. It's not you overstepping and like lighting stuff on fire. It's the fact that he likes video games that makes your daughter not want to hang out with you. I mean, even before all this went down, bro, he still wasn't really down to be chilling with you. Now, I really don't think that's the case. So, whatever, they ended up kind of going their separate directions for a bit. But what's wildest about all of this is, like, from that point on, for whatever reason, the grandma had just decided to just hate this grandkid. Like, she would constantly post these things on Facebook for each grandkid's birthday about how proud she was of them. And when it was his birthday, she literally posted something wishing that, like, he eventually escapes the evil clutches of video games. To this day, dude, this old lady still thinks she's right, which is wild to me. You'd think at some point you would get, like, some reality cooked into you that it's not cool to light other people's stuff on fire. But hey, I guess for some people that just never comes, you know, probably a little bit easier to live life without any guilt for anything. I will say definitely making me appreciate my grandmothers more than I already do. But I think the worst part of this is that his grandma also got, like, his family uninvited to all the Christmas events because, you know, she's the grandma. So she just went and told all of his aunts and uncles and everybody that, like, he had, you know, basically, like, tried to attack her while playing video games. So they're all on the grandma's side because she just capped about it so hard. They can't come to Christmas because, as you know, those evil video games be corrupting everything. They ruined our family. Do you think she just blames Halo, bro? Like, Master Chief is the most hated person at every family event because they think that he's the reason this family went nuts? Not worth it, dude. Anyways, I think that's gonna do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, I would really appreciate you guys just taking a second to press the like button. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought, and subscribe if you're new. If you don't know what to comment, just go ahead and comment what you would do if somebody burned all your gaming stuff down. Would you cry? Would you yell? Like, I don't know. Other than that, if you really want to support the channel, if you drink G Fuel, the best energy drink for gamers, by gamers, you can use code SCRUBBY at the checkout to get yourself a little bit of a discount. Pretty fantastic if you ask me, considering how dope G Fuel is. Other than that, on screen now is actually the coolest merch to ever exist in the history of the planet, and if you go in the description, you can get some as well. Pretty fantastic if you ask me, even though I'm a little bit biased. Other than that, I do have a podcast as well, known as the Scuffed Cast. You can find a link to that in the description too, and yeah, on that note, guys, I think that's everything that I actually got to plug. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrubby here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am, and today I have a story time for you guys I've been wanting to tell for a while, but I just wanted to make sure I could do it justice, you know? And as you guys can tell, today's story time is a little bit longer than normal because I finally think I've done it. So before we get into it, you know, I'm going to be telling you guys the story of a guy I worked with who literally thought he was a Power Ranger. But before we could get into it, if you guys could just press the like button in honor of this story, I would really appreciate it. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so most of you guys that are loyal subscribers to the channel know at this point that, like, I used to work at a grocery store. I've told a lot of stories about it, but this one in particular I haven't yet. At the grocery store, there was this department of guys that, like, worked behind the milk aisle that you guys see. I'm gonna call them the dairy guys for the rest of the video, you know, working in the derriere of the store, the unsung heroes of the refrigerator, the thin, icy line. No matter what you call them, you know, the one thing that tended to be true about this dairy team for whatever reason is that they all tended to be a little bit bizarre. They didn't really have to interact with the other workers too much, and so because of that, they kind of lived in their own world. Like, if somebody was a little weird, we would put them back there. And there was one particular dairy guy who was a little bit weirder than everybody else, though, and he was this 40-year-old ginger man with, like, a giant beard named Nathan. Now, Nathan was, you know, by his looks, like this big dude, almost looked like a biker, you know, a big portly man. He looked very tough, looked like a very tough guy. And, you know, one of his most distinctive features was like this massive beard. And most of the store was horrified of him because he just looked insanely scary. But the dairy guys loved him and were always talking about how funny he could be, even though he was annoying. It seemed like one of those situations where working with him could be super frustrating, but it was also entertaining. And, you know, I was pretty cool with most of the people at the store because at the time, for a while, I was just kind of floating from department to department, helping whoever was shorthanded that day. And every time I would come into the store and see that I was on dairy duty, I would, like, check to see if I was with Nathan, because every time we were with him, it would be entertaining. And that's not necessarily a good thing. He was primarily entertaining because he would, like, get really mad and made no sense. Because the one thing that it seemed like no one except for the people on the dairy team really knew about Nathan was that for some reason, he thought that he was a Power Ranger. You know, that's why he was so fun to work with. And when I say that, I know most of you are thinking that, like, you know, he was just a massive fan and he would talk about it sometimes. Maybe he had a sticker on the back of his car or something. And trust me, you know, that would be way more normal compared to what was actually happening. But this grown 40-year-old man genuinely thought that he was a member of the superpower team, or the superhero team, the Power Rangers, you know. And I figured this out pretty quickly my first day working with the dairy guys because I was actually replacing Nathan that day. And the whole day they kept making fun of him because he had taken off work and told everybody that he had official Power Ranger duties to attend to, which is why he couldn't come in. And honestly, when they were first saying it, I thought that they were kidding, you know, but like as it went on through the day, I kind of was pressing them for more information. And what I found out wasn't short of like one of the greatest things I'd ever heard. This was my first time filling in personally, but they told me that basically once a week he would call in and basically say he couldn't come in and someone needed to cover his shift. And, you know, all he would say as to why was that he had some Power Ranger duties. And obviously everyone in the dairy department is like super annoyed with this because, you know, it wouldn't be a big deal if he had asked ahead for time off or like requested it ahead of schedule. But when he's literally calling like 10 minutes before he comes in and saying he can't come in because he has Power Ranger work, it's pretty annoying, you know? And I honestly thought that they were messing with me because I was like, there's no way that this 40-year-old man is looking at his coworkers and saying that he couldn't come in yesterday because he had Power Ranger work. And so I kind of was like asking more questions, and they told me that they had confronted him about it before just to see what he would say about it. And he had mentioned that, Power Ranger work isn't scheduled, so whenever he gets beeped, he just needs to go. And I'm stupefied, bro. They can tell by the look on my face, I just don't believe it. So they keep telling me stories, showing me screenshots, showing me videos of him talking about being a Power Ranger, telling them that, like, yesterday when I called out of work, I actually went and fought supervillains. And I am, like, not believing any of this, dude. I kind of play along. I'm hoping that it's just trolling me or something. And as the day comes to an end, I'm kind of disappointed because it was being pretty funny. And I'm also disappointed because I don't know if I'm ever going to get to work with Nathan. I didn't really work in the dairy department super often. But the idea of, like, seeing this dude who thought he was a Power Ranger just entertained my mind. So I go home, and for some reason, I just can't stop thinking about this, elderly large ginger man thinking he's a Power Ranger. So I did something that's a little bit weird, but my curiosity got the better of me. And I go and I look him up on Facebook. I'm trying to find him. I'm not going to lie. It takes me a while because his name was like Nathan and then just the most generic last name ever. So there's like a lot of dudes with the same name. And his last name was also pretty Scottish. So they're also all ginger. So like I'm just having a hard time finding him. But I finally find him and I start to go through his profile to figure out what's going on. And I'm not kidding when I say that every post is him talking about how hard life is as a Power Ranger and how he's always saving people. But as I'm scrolling through it, dude, I see the cream of the crop. Now, as I said, Nathan was a larger ginger man, and there's nothing wrong with that, but sometimes you just gotta have a little bit of self-awareness, And if you've ever seen the Power Rangers, they wear these, like, super skin-tight suits and helmets, and that's their uniform. It's actually the least effective armor to have ever been made. Like, it doesn't look like it would protect you from a paper airplane crash, let alone the type of combat that Nathan is telling these dudes that he's getting into once a week, Anyways, on Nathan's Facebook is a picture of him wearing the skin-tight Power Ranger suit, but on top of that is this Power Ranger helmet, and it almost looks like he's had it for just too long, and it's 2 sizes too small, because it has, like, the visor, and in the visor, you can see his face, like, smushed up against the visor. I'm not saying, like, it was like he just had it for too long. It was almost as if he had bought the costume when he was like 17 and then just never got a different one. The real power was that it was somehow still working. Anyways, there's this like photo shoot of him in his costume doing poses, parkour, all that stuff, And the caption is something about how he had this Power Ranger since he had first been recruited and it still fits like a glove, which is not the term I would have used, but hey, I guess that's why I didn't write it. But one thing that really confuses me about this is this dude was way older than the Power Rangers. Like, I watched the Power Rangers growing up. I was born in 99, so late 90s, early 2000s. A lot of people were into them. My older cousins were, my younger brother was, but like that's the prime demographic, I feel. This dude was already like 26, 27 years old when they even came out, which means at some point, this grown man was just watching Power Rangers and was like, oh my God, this is incredible. And, which is messed up. I mean, this is the nicest way to Power Rangers. They don't hold up well. Like, if you ever watched Power Rangers as a kid, I'm telling you now, honestly, don't go rewatch it. You're just gonna be disappointed. But the idea of a grown person being able to watch that and dedicate their life to it kind of scares me. I made the mistake of rewatching it a bit ago, and my God, dude, there were literally better actors in Darman videos. Like, when you're little, it's awesome. It's the coolest show ever, but if somebody else watches it and dedicates their life to it, there's something wrong. Anyways, I'm now sitting here with all this information, and my desire to go work in the dairy section of the store is even stronger, dude. I'm like, I don't even want to go to school. Go put me in the dairy section. I need to just hear this. I really felt like I just needed to meet Nathan at this point, hear his story, understand what it was like to talk to him. I'm just going to work, crossing my fingers I'm going to get assigned to that area. And finally, I walk in one day and I'm really hyped because on the schedule I see Nathan's name and my name, and I basically sprint to the back of the store because I'm just like, let's get this party started. It's time to go. I want to meet a Power Ranger. So I get into the back room and everybody's already there, including Nathan, and he's the only one that I haven't met from this crew at this point because I worked with them before. So I introduce myself, and you would think that he wouldn't lead with the fact that he's a Power Ranger. You kind of want to keep that on the low. But I introduce myself and he looks me in the eyes and just says, I'm the Blue Ranger. Nice to meet you. And as soon as he does that, I kind of look at everybody else and they kind of like look at me wide-eyed with the whole, I told you we weren't crazy and he's actually like this. Obviously, I had known at this point after my research on Facebook, but these dudes were probably like so vindicated telling these stories about this Nathan guy and nobody believes you because it's just like, there's no way you work with a dude who thinks he's a Power Ranger. And you would think, that as a Power Ranger, working with the Power Ranger should be great. He should be able to lift as much as everybody else, like 25 times. He should be super helpful, super nice. But if this guy was a Power Ranger, then the saying, like, don't meet your heroes is definitely true, dude. We start working, like actually getting work, and right away everybody's frustrated because this Nathan dude just vanishes. Like, I swear he walked out of the fridge and into the Power Ranger lair. I could not find this guy anywhere. And of course, like right when he disappears is right when a giant delivery came and we have to be lifting all these boxes to and from where the truck is into the fridge, just like going back and forth. It's not fun, but it's just very convenient that he disappears right then. And it was then that I realized that, he's just not the type of Power Ranger to help. He's just the type of Power Ranger to watch and let everybody else do the heavy lifting, He's just here to help us get our workout. He doesn't need the workout because he's a Power Ranger already. Obviously, he's already jacked. It's up to us to continue to get stronger without him. Anyways, almost like clockwork, as soon as we finish unloading the truck, he moseys over and in his hand, he has like a piece of sample sushi from the front of the store. So he had obviously, while we were unloading this truck, like gone, walked around the store, talked to some people, got some sushi. He had just been having a great time while we were all back here working. And as he's eating his sushi, it's like in his mouth, there's food in his mouth. He's like, yeah, I would have helped, but I hurt my back on this Power Ranger mission last night, but I'm really proud of your guys' hard work, and you should feel good that a Power Ranger is proud of you. Like, oh, thanks, man, that's cool and all, but I really don't care if a Power Ranger is proud of me at this point, considering I just had to do a bunch of work that would have been way easier if you helped me, You're a random stranger. You being proud of me means literally nothing. I didn't know for sure, but I thought it was obvious to everybody that basically he just kind of disappeared whenever the order showed up so that way he didn't have to do any work, And I just figured out that that was pretty common because everybody else was just like, yeah, whatever, just help now. Like they didn't act like it was crazy abnormal for him to be doing that. And for the rest of that, the first day is a mix of him literally running away from any hard work to get done. Like, sure, the first truck that came, he had vanished calmly. But there was literally one time when this, yogurt had come in and we had to like unload it into the display. And he literally ran out of the fridge saying it was his lunch break, even though he had only gotten there like an hour ago. And I kind of was understanding why everybody had seemed so annoyed with him the first day because it just seemed like he avoided doing any work. Like, it wasn't like he was just avoiding work and not talking either. It's one thing if you're slacking and you just stay out of everybody's way, you're really grateful that they're doing all the heavy lifting. But on top of avoiding doing work with us, he would always just be bringing up like his non-existent Power Ranger experience as a reason he should be in charge and like was better than us, So he comes back from lunch when we were doing the yogurt and I guess whatever, he didn't like the way we had done the yogurt. So he comes in yelling at us about how we had basically ruined the store and, the Power Rangers would have never put yogurt out like that. Yeah, you're right that the Power Rangers probably would have never put out yogurt like that because they don't exist, bro. They're not real. Like, this was literally what he would do. If you're gonna slack, then slack and shut up. You don't get to slack and then also complain about all the hard work that everybody else is doing. And if the Power Rangers were real, they probably wouldn't be stocking yogurt. That's probably it too. You want to know why we didn't stock yogurt the way Power Rangers would? Because they've never done that. Why would they be doing that? They have powers. People with real superpowers have better stuff to do. If I had been a superpower at 16, I wouldn't have been in the grocery store, that's for sure. I would have been like jumping buildings or something. And nobody cares how Power Rangers would have done it. And if you wanted it done a specific way, like the Power Ranger way, then maybe you shouldn't have ran away while we were doing it. Like you call me crazy, you just lose the right to complain about how it's done if you did everything in your power to have nothing to do with it. Like if you tell the people running the group project, you don't care, and then you get an F. Okay, that just is what it is. It's your fault, He did the deadbeat dad equivalent of leaving for 18 years and then coming back and complaining about how the kid turns out. Like, it would have been better if you helped Mr. Power Ranger. And even beyond that, he would also just challenge people in these super weird ways. Like, he would just talk mad crap and then back out, citing the Power Ranger code. And these are just some of the weird things I witnessed him doing. There was this younger dude named Gerald who worked in the dairy department, and he was a bigger guy. You know, his biceps were about the size of this dude's helmet, which was 2 sizes too small. And because he was a bigger guy, he would carry 2 boxes of stuff at once, like instead of 1. And you weren't supposed to do that, but he literally was just strong enough where it wasn't that big of a deal. They weren't light boxes, you know, they were large, and it was impressive seeing him carry it. And it would made our job a lot easier. Obviously, if he's carrying more stuff, I have to carry less. So nobody else is mad at this dude for doing more work. But one time we're going, and out of nowhere, Nathan is like, oh, you're not lifting enough, bro. With arms that big, you shouldn't need help doing this at all. You should be able to do this by yourself. You should be able to lift 3 of them. And everybody's really confused at that because, like, he's literally just helping, you know? And Gerald's had enough of it, so he comes back and he's like, dude, you literally run away from work. You can barely carry 1 box. How about you shut up about my carrying boxes until you help? And then Nathan has the nerve to say this, dude. Well, you know, I could carry 10 boxes at once. It's against the Power Ranger code for me to use my powers at work, you know. Oh, yeah, okay, man. So you get super strength, but you just can't use it. Like, why even talk crap to a dude who's doing more work and helping a lot for no reason? Especially if you're just gonna talk crap and then be like, well, I would back it up, but I can't. I'm a Power Ranger. You know, why get mad at a strong guy and claim you're stronger if you're just not? It's not like there was any provocation. There was no beef. He just really wanted to let everybody know he had super strength again. He hadn't told anyone for 5 minutes. It was like a vegan that hadn't told anyone to stop eating meat in 43 seconds. For someone who was supposed to be a superhero, he had no problem just telling everybody about it. Like, I'm sure the Power Rangers had to pull him aside and be like, dude, you're supposed to be an inconspicuous superhero. You can't be running around telling everyone at your job that you are one. That kind of defeats the whole, like, under the radar thing, you know? We're trying to keep it low key. It's an exclusive club. But I think the wildest moment that I have ever seen him was involving the time that he used his Power Rangers at work in front of us to fight a customer, you know? Apparently, the I can't use my power thing goes out the window when you're just pissed at somebody. One day, though, I'm helping out in the dairy section, and we're like behind the fridge where you grab the milk. And when you're in this spot, people can see you and hear you if they're really trying. And like the general rule of thumb is to shut up when you're in this area, because the last thing you want is someone to hear you talking while they're grabbing the milk and like go tell that you mentioned your manager sucks or something like that. But, you know, that's just the rule, is be quiet. But apparently, you know, on this particular day, Nathan hadn't been bragging in a while, hadn't been in a minute, because he was acting like he was making up for lost time, letting everybody know how awesome his Power Ranger time was. Even when we were in the fridge, he's just talking about how he was in a fight with a supervillain and doing the play-by-play dude. Like, I thought Joe Rogan was in my ear, and then I threw an elbow, and then I used my shield to double block the return fire, and then I punched him. And he's just talking really loud, and like some customer, probably like 23, is out there, and he overhears him talking about some Power Ranger villain or whatever, and he says something like, man, I miss the Power Rangers. It sucks that they don't make them that good anymore, you know, like talking about how the quality of the show had fallen off, trying to be nice, if anything. Obviously, in the context of this conversation, it's not insulting. It's not like he came out the gate and said, you're not a Power Ranger, you're an angry old man. But it didn't matter what he said or what it was. I think Nathan was just like looking down to throw down with anyone. So he's like, what did you just say? And the guy is obviously a little bit confused with milk in his hand, and he just like repeats that he misses the Power Rangers. And Nathan starts yelling that like the Power Rangers are the unsung heroes of this town, and anyone who has the nerve to disrespect the Power Rangers is gonna get beat up, and if he has a problem, he's more than happy to walk out of this fridge and teach him a lesson to respect them. And like, if I were the guy on the other side, I probably would have chalked it up to just some dude working here being a nut job. But the guy on the other side's not the type to back down, so he's like, who are you talking to? Yeah, come out here and teach me a lesson. And so I watched Nathan take off his gloves. It was really cold in there, so we had gloves on. He takes off his gloves, and he just kind of like power walks out of the fridge and starts going out there. And as much as I would love to say that I stayed behind and, you know, didn't want to go watch, that's a lie. I was very excited to see what was going to happen. So me and everybody else goes out, and we go and start to watch. And like, what do you expect me to do? You know, I'm just a kid. There's a guy telling me that he can beat up everybody, claims he's a Power Ranger, he's about to fight. You want me not to watch it? Come on, you would too. Anyways, we get out there though, and this younger dude that we couldn't really see from the other side of the fridge is a lot larger than I would have expected. He's probably got like 5 or 6 inches on Nathan height-wise, and he's just in way better condition. This guy looks like he just drank raw eggs for breakfast. Alright guys, I'm gonna interrupt the video for just 1 second. On screen now is actually an Xbox gift card. For those of you that don't know, I give away a gift card in every single video I post here on this channel as a way to just say thank you to you guys for subscribing and turning on those notifications. So, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, turn on those notifications. You got nothing to lose, and yeah, I appreciate everybody that already does. Big thank you. I'm gonna shut up and get back to the video now. Appreciate it. Anyways, Nathan, though, almost fearlessly just walks up to this tall guy and is like, "Are you the dude that's disrespecting Power Rangers?" And the guy is like, "Yeah, and before you can finish his sentence, Nathan just like points his head down and just spears into him and goes to tackle him. And he actually gets him to the ground. I just think like the surprise of it catches him off guard. And at that point, everybody else in the dairy section is staring. They're like, "Oh my God, stop. Oh my God." You know, all the moms freaking out. We're not really saying anything. We're just kind of like, oh, watching this happen. And obviously, he kind of had gotten him off guard, but the guy who got tackled wasn't having any of this. So he gets up and he starts kind of like holding Nathan in a headlock by his hip. And he opens the fridge and he just takes Nathan, one hand on the back of his shirt out of the headlock and like one hand on his belt, and just shoves him into the fridge and starts like pushing him head first into the milk so that the gallons are falling back into the milk fridge. And he keeps pushing him until he's half out of the fridge, like to the point where his butt is hanging out of the fridge and the rest of him is in it. And at that point, our managers start to show up because, you know, it doesn't take an insane amount of time to get across the store, especially if you're in a hurry with, like, how much screaming is going on and the commotion that's happening. I'm surprised they didn't get there faster. Anyways, they come around the corner to me and the other 2 guys who are in the back just watching this go down. And another one of the workers with his butt out of the fridge with an angry man, like, trying to still shove him in further. So in that moment, everybody just is kind of like frozen, and the only thing that gets us out of that is we hear a scream that sounds like a wounded buffalo, and Nathan pulls himself somehow out of this fridge and, like, in a fit of strength, just starts hitting this dude in the chest and is like, "By the power of Zordon," which is the Power Ranger, like, hero dude. And he keeps hitting him in the chest. And, you know, I think in Nathan's head, he was like, this is my ultimate anime arc moment. I'm going to get powers. This punch is going to do, you know, 3,000 damage. It's a max level attack. But instead of it actually doing anything, the guy, like, wasn't even fazed by it, dude. You might as well have just been hitting him in the chest with Nerf darts. It was like nothing was happening. So he does his little outburst and the managers come in to separate him before it gets worse. They tell us to go to the back of the fridge, so we do. And like, we're standing back there just kind of talking about it, laughing. We can't believe what just happened. And after, you know, about 30 minutes, Nathan comes and starts emptying out his locker. And like, we walk up to him and we're say, "Sorry about losing your job." You know, obviously they don't really have a choice. If you're trying to fight a guy trying to buy milk, it's not good for business. You can't really stay. But like, instead of being upset about it or regretting it at all, he just looks at us and he's like, "Nah, don't feel bad for me at all, dude. I would do it again. I'd beat him up again for disrespecting the Power Rangers. They're just lucky that they broke us up before I could really put the beating on them, you know?" Somehow in his mind, he had won the fight. Like, somehow, when he ended up inside of the milk fridge with his butt hanging out, that was a win for him. I don't know how you could consider that a victory. These conditions don't really make sense to me to be a victory, but, you know, I guess when you take an L that large, you kind of got to cope somehow. Otherwise, you just have to accept 8 soccer moms watched you become a gallon of milk. I'm sure that's not very fun to admit, so I guess cope, do what you gotta do. I think my favorite part about all of this is the fact that he just never admitted to not being a Power Ranger. Like, he just left and is probably still rolling with that. And I also love that, like, somewhere out there is this random guy that has this story now. He's not involved in this guy's Power Ranger life, our dairy gang, nothing. He has no clue what was going on that day. All he knows is that he was like, "Yeah, man, one time I was standing there picking between whole and 2% milk and I made a comment about the Power Rangers. Next thing I know, this worker comes out and starts attacking me." Like, if Nathan and me did a 23andMe test, it would just be 90% delusional and angry. I don't know what it was about working in a grocery store, but it honestly collected some of the craziest people that I had ever met. But I think that's gonna do it for the video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, I would really appreciate you taking a second to press the like button and comment down below. If you don't know what to comment, just go ahead and comment Power Ranger down below. It helps the video do better, and I'd really appreciate it. Other than that, subscribe, turn on those notifications. If you really want to help out the channel, you could go to the description and click on the link to my other channel, Scrub Shorts. It's the Shorts channel that I made. And along with that is a link to my podcast, The Scuffed Cast. And if you look on screen, you'll see the coolest merch to ever exist in the history of the world, which is also in the description, and you should definitely buy it. Other than that, be sure to use code SCRUBBY at the G Fuel checkout. If you're getting yourself some of the best energy drink for gamers, it'll give you a discount, which is very fantastic. Helps you out, helps me out. Everyone is a winner. And yeah, that's everything that I gotta plug. On that note, guys, don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot. And hopefully I will see you guys all again in another video. I'm gonna go find a random 90s TV show to become insanely obsessed with, get a job at a grocery store, and then convince kids that I actually am a member of the Blues Clues or the Power Rangers. And I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.
My friend explaining how he robbed the bank, me wondering why he has so much milk and no money. Uh-oh. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to MK. I'm your host, Robin, and today we're going to be taking another look at r/dank memes. You know, like memes, but a little bit more dank than normal. We understand how this works by now, right? Let's get right to it. The perfect ad doesn't exist. Wait just a minute. That is a great Photoshop. When you click on a YouTube video and it starts playing without any ads. Yeah, when you're on your computer, you can just use an ad blocker. When you're on your phone, good fucking luck. Babe, come over. But I can't. I have a space trip with Jeff Bezos. But I'm home alone. Person who paid $28 million to join Jeff Bezos' flight to space unable to go, as they're busy. Right. Busy. Maybe they realized that $28 million was better spent actually going to space? Or I don't know, anything more useful than a guy riding his dick into the atmosphere. When you're doing the dishes and feel soggy food touch your hand, yep, I don't need the arm anymore. You can have it. Time to wake up Austin Powers. Yep, this joke again, we'll be seeing it quite a bit. Most of the world stores milk in cartons and bottles. Americans store milk in large cartons and jugs. Canadians, bag. No sun today, boys. Got absolutely baked yesterday. You sure did, friend. The soundtrack to the rest of the game. The soundtrack when you enter the beach. Yeah, that's right though, it's party time on the beach. That's the rules. Jeff Bezos, after takeoff, when he realized he was no longer the richest man on Earth, he became the richest man in space? I mean, I don't know. Bill never gets sick, but he takes proper care of his health. Also, Bill, as a kid, what's wrong with drinking out of the hose, man? Has a very unique flavor. Using in Drake format, using Walter instead because it's his birthday today. I mean, alright, Walter can have his time in the limelight, you know what I'm saying? When you get multiple red shells in Mario Kart and now you're out for blood. Damn, can you really pick up that many? I thought you at most had 3. German mother. And then they all burned to death. 6-year-old German kids. Don't lie to the children, because they know when you are. It's best to give them nightmares while they're young. Normal people when they get old. Benjamin Button. Yo, that kid fly, though. I mean, come on. Cheese, lactose intolerance, milk. I don't care how much it hurts. I'm never giving up cheese, okay? You can't make me. How I imagined ATMs as a child? Well, you're right. How else in the world are you supposed to get anything in or out of them? The chocolate bar when I buy it from the store. The chocolate bar when I hold it in my hand for 3 minutes. Takes you 3 minutes to eat the candy bar. Dude, I'm done in like 14 seconds. Instagram models. Random girl working in coffee day. What the fuck does that even mean? Online discussion about communism. People who lived in the Soviet Union. 14-year-old white girl. I know more than you. Well, the 14-year-old white girls are really the bastion of intelligence on this journey we call life. Can't you do something about your superiority complex? But I am superior. Oh my god, finally, another one from my actual favorite anime. I love you, Brilliant Park. You will always have a special place in my heart. People complaining about their crush not liking them back. Me, who had to set my crush up with his crush. Did you know? In 2016, 2 20-year-old girls wanted to prove that the human body doesn't need very much water to survive. So they only drank 1 cup of water for 90 days. For more information, Google 2 girls, 1 cup. What? f***ing here is it? Honestly, find a new horrible video to traumatize the populace with. We're done with this one. People at minus 50 downvotes and still keep their comment up. People who delete their comments when it's at -1 downvotes. Well, look, any publicity is good publicity. Big-breasted women, society, flat-chested women, small penis men. Come on, man, haven't you ever heard it's not the size of the vessel, it's the motion in the ocean? Just learn how to use your hips. Screw your zodiac signs. Which earth shape do you support? Turtle. It's always been turtle. Religion in a nutshell? Do not question the elevated one. God better be sitting up on one of the... I have that exact chair, okay? Got it at Walmart. If God's not sitting on a cheap-ass Walmart chair that's way taller than mine, I don't care. Your free trial has ended. Me with 5 other email accounts? It's just too much goddamn effort, man. I'm not going through all this. Joe. Joe who? Joe Cool. What? Oh, you're Asian. You must be really smart then. Me who doesn't know the difference between England, Britain, and the UK? Yeah, I had to ask somebody while I was over there what the hell was going on. In good, there is evil. In evil, there is good. And then there's Trevor. Never played it? Don't care. Scared people in earthquakes. People who agree to have sex with me, closing their eyes for 30 seconds. Average farmer. Average karma farmer. Okay, that dude is fucking ripped though. Taste of the food. Normally, taste of the food after brushing your teeth. Well, what are you eating after brushing your teeth? I wish all who slap obviously in front of their own opinion a very pleasant fuck you. You got my order? Yes, sir, no problem. Regular Greek salad. Request. Can you guys peel the cucumbers, please? If not, no big deal, but my girlfriend acts like a freaking bitch about unpeeled cucumbers like it's my fault. Unpeeled cucumbers? Wi-Fi stops working. Me to my photo gallery. How you doing? My wife when she sleeps with her girlfriends. My wife when I sleep with her girlfriends. What? Ugh, what happened to him? He made a grammatical mistake on the internet. Oh my fucking god, okay. Okay. Dude, I haven't seen Humongous in a while. Big Chungus? Among Us? What's next? You decide. LGBTQ? Homophobes? Hating whatever the hell this is? Yeah, it didn't look very good at all. But what were we really expecting? Americans after making a salad more unhealthy than most burgers around the world? Health. It's all in that freaking dressing, man. It's just dressing. Grow up hair and eat it dry. It's kind of like sushi, being really, really low in calories. And then people just dunkaroo that shit into liquid salt, also known as soy sauce. Nikola Tesla, according to the History Channel. What? Is this even remotely true? I don't know. Thick goth girls, gothics, Edgar Allan Hose. Ooh, I like that one. It'd actually make a pretty adorable band name if I'm being real with you. Anyone with a brain, you stay the fuck back or I'll laser you, goddammit. People who think the age of consent should be lowered, I'll laser every fucking one of you. English, hospital. Spanish, hospital. German, Krankenhaus. What? Me and my wife coming back from the market. The house. Our pets. Wow, they're so good. What good animals. Billionaires be like, ending the world hunger, going to space for 5 minutes. Yeah, they really know what to do with their unlimited resources. Ice cream truck, 6-year-old me. My dad saying it only plays music when it's out of ice cream. Damn, Dad, who the fuck hurt you, bro? My whole family watching me read my birthday card. Me trying to ignore the $20 that just fell out of it. No, I'm mentioning that first and then reading the card. Like, come on. Also, I just have to mention this movie was fucking fantastic. Microsoft, we made an artificial intelligence chatbot and we're going to put it on Twitter to learn about humans. 12 hours later, do you support genocide? I do indeed. Well, who the fuck is surprised by that? There was also this little robot that was set to travel the world, and within 10 hours of arriving in the United States, it was fucking ripped in half and spray painted and beaten to death, alright? It's no surprise. Girls pretend that I don't exist. I can attract girls by my intellect and humor. Girls don't exist anyway. That's true. I've never seen a girl. Who are you people even talking about? What are you referring to? Serial killers? People who sleep in jeans? I mean, yeah. When you're having a shower and someone knocks on the door, I usually just say it's open. Come on in. I need help getting to this one specific spot. Please forgive my laughter. He turned himself into a pickle. Kindly return this card. Me, lonely-ass virgin living in an oppressive community and haven't ever seen a woman naked. Random women putting their nudes in not-safe-for-work subreddits. You imply that they're doing it for you. You know what? Whatever. Semantics. Who gives a shit? I'm glad it makes you feel better. Anyone who liked or reacted to a post will be visible. Anyone Anyone who liked or disliked will be anonymous. Lying presidents. Our president just lied. The only time a politician tells the truth is when he says that another politician is lying. Mom, LOL, I can't believe they painted their faces with black markers. Friend's mom, LOL. Me, my friend. Nobody's born cool. Except, of course, hey man, you don't have to react every time I send a meme. If you want, just leave it on red, I don't mind. OMG, thank you so much. When you check your friends list and the memories hit you, oh man. I can't relate, but I can kind of understand what this feeling must be. Porn star managers when actresses turn 22 years old. Teens? No. You're a MILF now. Also, is being 20 and 21 still being a teenager, or what am I missing? Here's a question for all you mind readers out there. Oh, well, I mean, it's a fair question, but no, we do not do that. You can only pick one. Choose wisely. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm still giving it to Cat Girlfriend. I don't want a spinning monk. Sorry, monkey. Okay, there you go. I'll say it right. Korean music, Korean movies. Have you seen their soap operas? Oh, mwah! Her. I'm into nerds. The nerds she likes. Yeah, you know what, Henry? We gotta talk about something here, man. You look like an incredibly nice guy, you seem like an incredibly nice guy, and people really have to stop sexually harassing him on television shows and in interviews. It's fucking cringe. I'm a grown man. I'm a big adult. I can do this. World's loneliest bird dies surrounded by concrete replicas he thought were his family. What the fuck, man? What happened to him? He posted an unpopular opinion on r/unpopular opinion. A little bit weird how that ended up, huh? It started with such good intentions. The janitor, the PE teacher, those who cannot do, teach. And those who cannot teach gym. School of Rock, 2005. My girl's orgasms, pro wrestling. Is this real? Well, look, if it's your girlfriend, she'd better not be faking it. I mean, come on. You gotta communicate here. Hey, Reddit, I was feeling depressed a few weeks ago and met a girl in the comments. She reported me for stalking today. Anyway, here's a picture of a cute couple I found on the internet. Hey, you go, man. French fries when they're fresh. French fries when reheated in the microwave. Hell, French fries when they get lukewarm. There's no bringing them back. Screw zodiac signs. What's your favorite ice cream cone type? Far right. Yeah, I know. I just love it. Trade offer. I receive belly rubs. You receive permanent scars. See, my cat doesn't scratch. He bites. He bites pretty hard. He's a jerk. Straight men being confident that they're straight. Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, okay, I got that one. Yeah, I'm more of a Timothy Chalamet guy, but you do you. Girls trying to steal my virginity. Me wearing my Cars Skechers. Yeah, nice try, ladies. I never lose. Men who don't wipe their ass after shitting because it's gay. The rest of civilized society. Wait, excuse me? What's happening now? 2003. I bet the rich Illuminati have spaceships ready to leave Earth during the apocalypse. 2021. We've got giant penises, I guess. Not what you were expecting? Average Spotify fan. Average YouTube to MP3 enjoyer. Where's the Pandora guy in all this? When you see the skinny friend literally inhale 6 burgers and not gain a single gram? Yeah, I hate it. I hate it. Oh, God watching the Indian guy's video on how to make a universe in 5 simple steps. Well, he had to get that knowledge from somebody. Duct tape sticking to any surface. Duct tape sticking to itself. A little secret here. Just use gaff tape, because it's actually good. Screw zodiac signs. Tall glass or short glass? What am I drinking? Horrible, terrible, horrific, terrific. Yeah, wait a minute. Screw zodiac signs. How do you place your torches? Definitely not number 3 at all. I always assumed the trick was place the torches on either the left or the right side the entire time you're mining through a cave. That way, when you turn around, you can follow them back a little bit easier because they'll be on the opposite side. The most popular outdoor toys ever produced. High-powered rifles and pistols. Hand grenade. Swords. Women, men, going to work on a cold day. Going to work on a hot day. That's not true. Have you seen the UPS man? All I'm saying is, if Reddit didn't force live broadcasts, maybe their servers would be more stable. Type C cables, which can be inserted both ways. Type A cables, which can only be inserted from one side. Nokia pin-shaped cables and laptops charging cables, which are round in shape. I mean, the round cables are more for power delivery, not power and data delivery. Me, a German visiting America and trying to explain to the black guy that I just said Digga, which translates to bro or mate in German, and I did not just drop an N-bomb. My underwear watching me spend $500 on meme coins. It's just underwear, man. Earth participating in Miss Universe, like. Yeah, that's a good point. War veterans meeting each other be like. Okay, sure. Oh, you're a virgin? Name every person who you haven't had sex with. Oh god, let me find a couple dozen phone books. Writers when a female character needs to find out that she's pregnant. Yeah, how often does puking profusely the following morning really happen, everybody? How Germany pays for war crimes, how Japan pays for war crimes, how the USA pays for war crimes. It's not a war crime if you win. How the USSR pays for war crimes. It's not a war crime if you win. Water or toilet paper. I will judge you. What? I don't have a bidet. What else are you expecting me to do? You know? Anyone called Junior means chances are your mother has moaned your name during sex. Sir, this is a Wendy's. Never, ever, ever heard of a single human being actually moaning a name during sex. Who does that? Philosopher? After all, why? Overweight women? Society? Super tall women? Short men? I don't know, things are kind of starting to change on that front, aren't they? The heat being able to kill you, every species on land being able to kill you, spiders that eat birds, Vegemite considered a food source, every species in the water being able to kill you. Australia! This is a worldwide issue. Worldwide. These yoga poses are getting a little out of hand. Oh my god. You know what? That's it. On that really creepy note, we've come to the end of another video, folks. Let's take a look at today's fan art before we get going, though. Some Team MK fan art. Hey, you're making us look way cooler than we really do again. Well, except for the other two. I guess I should say you're making me look way cooler than I really am again. Also, that bird is that a crow? Always remember, if you even somewhat enjoyed today's video, consider dropping a like down below, and if you really enjoyed it, well then make sure to get yourself subscribed and click that bell icon. And if you're feeling super generous, why not check out my links in the description down below. And until next time, I'll catch you later.
Normally I try to talk about games I've played before or at least have heard a bit about, but when AlphaRad came to me and said, Jaden, play Amazing Island. I don't know why, but I decided in that moment, yes, Jacob, my good friend, I trust you. I will play Amazing Island. And let me say, I do not regret it one bit. Let me take you on the journey that is Amazing Island. The game starts by telling you the story of a mysterious picture book about a mysterious island with mysterious amazing creatures that everyone loved. But then everyone suddenly decided it was boring and forgot about it for 1,000 years. Anyway, back to me. Please select your alter ego. Ooh, alright. I decided my alter ego is this little boy. Mainly just because I don't want to be the girl. Little man's over here with Bob the Builder overalls and 2 whole sweatbands. He means business. So I find the book that everyone decided they didn't care about anymore. Read it, go to bed, and suddenly I'm transported into the book world because I am a human and I guess they have low standards. Also, they gave me a complimentary trading card when I arrived. I started looking around when... Oh! Why did that get me? Hey kid! Time to play evil volleyball! In the volcano! And with that sudden jump scare I wasn't expecting, I summoned the creature from the trading card, spiked Evil Guy into the lava with a ball that I think might be the sun, got a vision orb, and Skullman, whose actual name sounds very kind of offensive, is unpossessed and saved. The town elder is like, great job! Get 7 more orbs. And I was like, yes, because I am an 11-year-old boy stuck on a possibly not real island with monsters and little tiki torch people. So to get the vision orbs, you have to play a series of little mini-games followed by a boss battle. I can't do the mini-games on my own, I guess, so I go to this mirror room and the little guy here is like, your dreams and imagination will materialize to form your partner and turn it into a reality. I will look into the depths of your soul and retrieve the being that is within you. Question 1. What's your star sign? 1 deep dive into my creative subconscious later, and my monster is... I see. So that's what's been floating around in my brain this whole time. His name is Nathans with an S. Nathans and I merge and fly off to the first minigame trial, which begins with a simple foot race. Oh my... Look at... Holy crap! Look at him go! Oh... Okay, there we go. So that was an emotional roller coaster. Anyway, on to the next game, which is called Water Skip Slider. And oh my god, this game destroyed me. You've got to mash A, jump off the ramp, and flick the joystick at the right time to skip across the water. But for some reason, I just didn't understand the timing. Oh, I think that was too early. Go. No. Go. No. Go. No. No. I failed the game 6 times until I decided to give in and roid Nathan's up with a stamina potion. And then I lost again. It took 8 attempts to beat that game once. And I really can't give you a good reason why I'm so horrible at it. But dear lord, do I hope I never have to play that game again. Anyway, we're back on track. We won Beyblades, Attack Large Tower, and finally reached Evil Volleyball again. And what do? I flubbed it. I lost, like, immediately. Now. No. Now. No. Now. No. Okay. All right. I have to replay all those mini games again. Skipping some content. Hey, look, we got the orange vision orb. What new power do I unlock?